Hey guys, and hello. Welcome back to another podcast. And I'm sorry this one's a bit delayed, but I wanted to try something a bit different. So if you are listening to this on Spotify, you should see a video now. So hello. This should be a video now. And I wanted to record this. I've been wanting to do this for a while because now Spotify supports video podcasts. So I just wanted to see how this works as well. And while I was thinking like what to talk about today and stuff like that, so that's also why um it was a bit delayed because I was like, what do I talk about? And while I was laying in bed earlier, like I was just like thinking about how things are and how we need to find different niches and how streaming is about finding your niche and stream and about finding where you fit in and how that relates to life and stuff like that. And I've come to realize that a lot of times a lot of the stuff I'm talking about is about streaming, but it relates to life and how we do things in life and how we deal with stuff in life as well. And it's very weird because I was thinking about like we always told like, hey, when you start streaming, you need to find your niche, you need to find what's special about you, you need to find what's the thing that makes you stand out. And yet when we do stream and we start streaming, eventually everybody becomes like a variety streamer or a variety content creator and stuff. And whenever you go to most people's streams, oh, what you stream? Oh, I'm a variety streamer. Oh, I stream horror games, but I also play FPSs. I stream all different. I play indie games, but I like to play quiz games, those type of things. And we all kind of end up being put in like the same box. We kind of put in the same box, and then that's where us as people try to stand out. That's where your personality and how you are becomes your niche. You know what I'm saying? And I think it comes from us being how we are and when we were brought up and stuff like that. Like I'm a tinkerer from when I was young. I like to tinker, so I would like to make things and break things and find out how things work and try to understand things by breaking things down. And it's the same way like when I stream or when I started streaming. It was about trying to understand. I started streaming trying to understand how things work. Why, what makes OBS, why is OBS the way it is? How do the things work in OBS and stuff like that? And then I would like, okay, this is how it works. Now I understand this, and then I would take it to another step. And that's how it became, we call us, you see me say sometimes I'm a stream breaker, right? I break things to be able to understand how it works and then make it from there or make things from there. And I think that's how we tackle life as well. Depending on what type of people you are, some people face things or face problems straight on. Other people try to dodge first, take a step back, and some people just avoid, right? So some people take a step back and look at how can we solve this? How can things be a bit different? What experiences have I had in the past to enable me to solve this problem? And other people will like, okay, this is the problem. Let's break it down. Let's see what is causing this problem. How did I get here? What led to this type of thing? And let's try and solve it. Let's try and solve the problems we have. And I think that's what this is about. Like we always try to put from the last podcast, we always try to push so much pressure on ourselves to try and make things perfect, to try to fit in somewhere where we don't need to fit in. And it's about just trying to be ourselves, trying to recognize what yourself really is, because a lot of times we don't know. I don't want to say we don't know ourselves, but sometimes we don't know the core self that we are trying or who we really are or who we really trying to be. And a lot of times the self we show out to other people is someone who we want other people to approve of, or you want people to like you because you need to fit in with this group and you need to do this to fit in with this group. And we tend to lose a bit of ourselves in being our other kind of selves. And it's not that everybody, I'm not saying I'm someone who's completely myself. We have different I always think we have different selves. We have different selves that we show to different people and to different places. Like at work, how you are at work is totally different like how you are at home, but you're still more you're still more yourself. In another with your friends, you are different. You won't talk to your mother like how you talk to your friends. You won't act with your friends like how you act with your mother. Those type of things. And it comes from just being and understanding like who we are. If you know things are tough, things are going, you should be able to recognize, hey, I did this. Hey, I can solve it this way. I can look at things from another perspective and stuff like that. And hopefully that's what we want to achieve at the end of the day. Sometimes it's not always easy. I mean, life is never easy. We never expect to have things going the way it should. I mean, most times I think 90% of us would say every time we plan for something, every time we put a plan into place, the outcome, how we've planned it, has never happened the way it should, right? The way we thought things are gonna happen, the way the scenarios are gonna work, never gonna happen, right? And that sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks that life is always. We always say, well, I always say, life is so unpredictable at times. The only thing that is always constant is change, right? Change is the one thing that will always happen amongst us. It will always be another day tomorrow, regardless of what happens in your situation. It will always be another day tomorrow. It will always be another sunset, another sunrise. And that's stuff we can't control. I mean, we were having this conversation with someone yesterday. We were talking about like how people are overthinkers, and we understand like people are overthinkers, and then you got people that are more chilled because we can't control things. I'm one of those type of people. If there's something out of my control, I can't control it, so I'm not gonna stress about it. You know what I'm saying? But if it is something I can control, I try and put as much effort into it to control it. That type of thing. But if it's something I can't control, I can't change it. It's gonna be there the whole time. I can't change it. So why must I stress about it, and why must I fuss about it? And I think that's more or less what this podcast is about. Like, us not trying to stress about things, trying to take things a bit easier. Because a lot of times we overthink a lot of things that could be a bit more simple. I mean, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, especially in the way we live nowadays. There's a lot of pressure on us, a lot of pressure from your family, there's pressure from yourself. You put pressure on yourself, and then you got a lot of pressure from the people around you. I mean, we live in a competitive, comparing world nowadays. So if you see like your friends are, oh, my friends are successful, oh, but I'm not as successful as them, so you put in pressure on yourself to try to compete with them or try to get on like their level type of thing. Or you hear your friends doing this in the job, and you work in the same job, but they have the benefit, and you're like, oh, why can't I get that? And you feel this pressure of trying to achieve what they've been achieving, but we don't know like the struggles they've gone through. Yes, sometimes it's a bit unlucky that they get advantages from not being in, or someone on the inside, that type of thing. But most times it's people grind, and we have to grind our own story. You know what I'm saying? We create our own story. We try to control as much as we can about who we are. So being able to emphasize and be on our own side, we always struggle with that, right? We always say, or people always say, that the biggest competitor we have is ourselves. Like, the person we fight against the most is ourselves, because we always doubt ourselves, right? We always pushing, we always critiquing ourselves. And if you can't seem to be a better person the next day, or you can't see like, hey, I can improve something else I did the next day, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And we always try to be better people, and that's what comes from being our niches, being who we really are. And that comes from the streaming side as well, because that's why people come back to your stream. People come back to who you are as a person, because if they want to see Fortnite players, they can go and watch plenty of Fortnite players. There's a 10-year-old playing Fortnite. I think they'll watch the Fortnite player, but they come to your stream to see who you are. They come to see who we are as a person, and that's who they appreciate, or that's what they appreciate. They appreciate us being there. They appreciate us showing them ourselves, right? Because they want to see us. They're not there to see the content, especially in my stream, because the gaming content is like really bad. So they'll come there to chill with you. They'll come there to chill, and that's I think is the biggest thing about being the streamer, being a content creator, especially a streamer, especially a streamer like on Twitch, where you build these communities and you build these friendships. I mean, we've built friendships with people we've never met in our lives. And I remember again talking about this, like how when he met some people who have been in his stream for years, and the first time we saw them was like when they went to hang out and stuff like that. And then that's really dope. It's nice to have that kind of community where the person you see digitally, or the person you see like in life, you get to see them in person, and they're the same. There's no like difference. You know what I'm saying? There's no difference compared to the people, what the person is in your chat and how the streamer is. So when you see them in real life, you would like to think that, hey, because you get to know this person from watching their streams. So when you see them in real life, you would hope it's that person, the streamer person you're gonna see. And maybe it's not. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes the person you meet in real life is an introverted, quiet person, but the person is energetic and like super exaggerated on stream and stuff like that. And I was talking to my kids about this, the kids in my class about this on Friday, and we were like, so in Korea, your MTBI or your 16 personality thing is like a very important thing. You need to know what your MBTI is. If you ever come to Korea, you need to know what your MBTI is, because people will ask you, the kids will, teacher, what's your MBTI? What's your MBTI, right? So the 16 personality thing, well, let me actually check this. So the 16 personality traits are like, so it's divided into like four things. So like it'll be I something, I something, right? So I something, right? And so if it's I, it means you introverted, right? If it's E, it means you extroverted. There's those type of things. So I, like for example, my MBTI is INTJ T, and then there's a T. INTJ T. And so I'm introverted. And a lot of people, when they hear that I'm introverted, are very surprised that I'm introverted. That's just because I am introverted. I always say this, like it takes me very long and I'm very nervous before streaming and stuff, because I'm like, oh, I need to talk to people, and how am I gonna be like, am I gonna show energy and stuff, because I'm a very introverted and close person. Like, I'm very introverted. I like being outside. I'm a very introverted person, but I like doing outside things. So I like playing sport and stuff like that. Like, I think it's because I started playing tennis. So tennis is it's an individual sport, right? But you would play as a team. But I could be myself. I could play by myself. I didn't have to interact with everybody around me. So I think that's why I became I like to do sport and stuff like that, because I grew up playing tennis, right? So I can play and interact with people because I have to. I need to, but I can still be by myself, and that's the one thing I liked about tennis. I could be on my own. I don't have to play with a partner, but I did. You obviously, when you play doubles and stuff, you play with a partner, and it taught you mental toughness. And I think that's what comes with like doing sport and doing stuff. It teaches you mental toughness. So as an introverted person, I'm able to be more extroverted, or be more outwardly, but I'm very to myself. Like I can be by myself, can do things by myself independently, type of thing, and not have to stress about having to be around other people. Yes, sometimes I crave social interaction, but that just happens every now and then. It doesn't happen very often, right? So when you find your MBTI or your 16 personality thing, it's like very important. And like like I said, I was discussing this with kids, and I was shocked that even the kids that are quietest in my class. So there's two girls that don't say anything, or the one speaks now, and the one was like, she doesn't say anything, and she was like, "Teacher, I'm E," and I'm like, "How are you E?" And I was like, "How are you E? You don't talk in my class, but how are you E?" And we had a whole conversation, and she laughed, and she said like, "My mom says at home I'm always talking. I'm too loud," and I'll burst out laughing. I'm like, "But you don't say anything in class. In class, you don't even say anything." And she's like, "No, but my mom." And I was like, "Oh, really, really?" And I was like, "Guys, I'm shocked. I'm like really shocked. You guys are disappointing me, because why are you not talking in class the way you guys talk at home and stuff like that?" And they burst out laughing and stuff like that. So that's how it is. Like, we are very introverted or extroverted type of thing, and it's about us showing our true person coming out. And it's sometimes hard, man. It's sometimes hard. It's not always easy. Like I say, as a core introverted person, it's not always easy, because sometimes you just don't listen. You just don't listen. There's times you're like, oh, just don't listen to be around people. But yeah, and then you have to deal with, like, I was talking to my lambs about it yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, her social battery is a bit low," and I'm like, "But we haven't done anything social," and she's like, "Oh, dealing with kids," and I don't even think about it that way. She was like, "Oh, dealing with the kids, the way it gets like it drains the social battery," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it. I legit didn't think about it that way." So yeah, so that's how things are, man. Like, are we really the core people that we are? Because I mean, a lot of people, I feel like I get shocked at times that, am I still introverted? Am I really still introverted? And it's weird. It's weird. I think it's just because I tend to do things more, or I grew up more hardcore, you know, doing things my own, doing things for myself. So I am more on the independent side of the introverted spectrum, more than the introverted social person, where I do things for myself. I break things down, try to solve it before I do anything else. And that's how it goes, and that's how this goes. Yeah, so yeah, this episode was a bit weird. It was a bit of a morning wake up, you know, laying in bed, morning wake up idea. And yeah, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, and I hope you guys find what your MBTI is, because please tell me what your MBTI is. I'm gonna leave a question thing in the bottom if you listen to this on Spotify, so you can answer what your MBTI is, and just let me know what your MBTI is, because I'm surprised. I would like to know what your MBTI is. I would like to hear who the people are and what you guys are like, you know. So if you do want to find out what your MBTI is, just go to 16personalities.com. Just type in 16, the number 16, personalities.com, and check out your MBTI, man. See what type of personality trait you are, and then let us know. But thank you guys for listening. If you are watching this on Spotify, please let me know how the video looks as well. You can see me, and yeah, I hope this works, because I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing a video podcast, and it's because I'm testing out the vertical. Oh yeah, that's why I was late, because I wanted to stream the podcast in video, but I want to stream it in the new vertical mode. So it's not going to be stretched on your phone. It should be vertical if you are watching it on your phone and stuff. So yeah, hopefully it works. let me know. You guys can see my handles and stuff on Twitter. Let me know and stuff like that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next episode. I will try to post an episode at least once a week. I'm gonna try. I know I didn't now post, so this is making up for last week. So it will either be on a Wednesday or a Sunday. So now my podcast will either be on a Wednesday or Sunday. It's just depending when I have time. Because this past Wednesday I went to the shops, so that's why I didn't post it on Wednesday. And then Vertical came out on Tuesday. So Vertical came out on Tuesday. I went to the shops on Wednesday, and then I was like, no, I need to test this first before I use it. And then I tested it on Friday, and now I'm gonna do it now. So I'm sorry, but I'm still young. So hopefully I see you guys in the next one. So cheers, guys. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Bye. Bye. I can wave. You can see me. Bye.